Hello, hello. How are you guys doing? I'm doing okay, I just ate and got myself some refills on my water, as I should. A new week has arisen. I'm, as always, working on this VTuber avatar, though I'm a little bit torn between working on that avatar and working on the... Oh. Hi, Snuggles. Very happy time zone for you too. So I'm kind of torn. Oh, might need to turn down my... What's up? What's up? Classic. So I'm kind of torn between doing the whole VTuber rigging thing or building assets for the animation we did the storyboard for. I did quite a lot of painting in the background, and I think the textures so far are ready enough for the interior. So that's the two options that I'm thinking about doing. However, first of all, I need to get my screen tablet in order. Oh boy, oh boy. Heavy, heavy, heavy. So that I can actually work with it. Hello, Fireman! I hope you're doing well. Everything alright? I really need to get myself a better way of organizing my sore but alive. Well, that's good enough, I guess. As long as you're still alive. Would be kind of sad. Whoops. Would be kind of sad if you weren't. By accident, somehow managed to push a button on my controller of all things. Turn off my avatar. How? How did I do that? So, yeah. For now, we're going to work on this. Give me a sec. On this beautiful lady we've been working on for the last 2 weeks, I think. At least so far as I can think of. We got the eyes. Well, currently you can't see them because I'm doing the whole movement layer for layer kind of thing. We also have the head movement up and from side to side, though we still have to go for the down. And the down is probably going to be the hard one. And the horns that I still need to rig, I think, are also going to be a little bit more complicated. But I hope that I can actually manage to get a good grasp on how to make the horns look as 3D as I'd like them to, as always. So my idea with the horns, and I might as well just pop them up. Give me a sec. I actually need to... I have a search bar. Why am I not using it? And I think my music is a little bit too loud, so I'll turn it down just a little bit more. I have a search bar. Why am I not using it? Horns. There we go. I feel kind of stupid not doing this earlier. So the idea is, especially with the horns, that they have to go back in perspective. That's what makes the rig kind of complicated. Because I want to keep a somewhat 3D-ish optics. And stuff that just sticks out like these horns, especially because they're attached to the head, is getting a bit more complicated. So, when looking up, the horns have to not just grow smaller, but also have to go inside on an angle, and it's really complicated when I explain it, but I bet with you, once I actually do it, it's probably going to be really easy. At least that's what I'm hoping how it works. So what I'm going to do is first move the horns itself, then of course put my attention to, hey Monkey Skull! Hello, nice having you around again. So what I'm first gonna do is the horn angle, of course, and then I'm gonna dedicate some time to the hair that's attached to the whole thing. I also forgot to do the horn hair on the side views, and it looks like I actually need to move stuff around here because I've also moved the head itself. Just give me a bit. I mean, we have to actually, and these angles, this angle here is going to be a pain in the butt. It's horny time, of course. I would know a thing or two about
horny time.
Yeah.
Of course. I would know a thing or two about being horny.
Of course you do. You do know stuff about being, everyone knows stuff about being horny. No. Wrong horns? So be good. So yeah, it's going to be a bit difficult to do the angles right, but I think I can manage something decent. Of course you couldn't resist on making that pun. How am I not surprised? Someone had to do it, and I wasn't the one. I was certainly not the one. So this time we're going to do the horns on an upward angle. That's my definite idea. The other thing that I might have in the back of my mind is maybe if I'm not feeling like doing the whole rigging thing here, if I had the meme, I'd already bonk. Yes! I think there is there a bonk? I don't even know if there is a bonk. The other thing that I had in the back of my mind, which I want to do at some point, if I do it off stream or on stream is up to me, of course. Because I'm at the point for the loud sauce animation to do the interior assets, maybe even the whole interior. So I need to do a little bit of thunking if I actually do have all the textures for that. So gotta wait for that. Might want to do the kitchen, and I'll look what I'm going to do with it. Maybe I'll do the kitchen just as a 2D thing. Would probably be easier. However, horns. Now the question is, what did I do right and what did I do wrong here? Because I bet I didn't think this through completely. There are my horns. Yeah, I am considering putting the whole horn into a mesh group to make my life a whole lot easier. We'll see if it actually works by simply just adding that mesh group. Because that's probably going to be our best bet on making easy deformation for the whole thing. We don't need anything fancy schmancy, we just need some perspective and then we can adjust with the rest of the thing. And for that, I actually want to turn that off and make a probably one of the simplest meshes I can think of, which is a grid vertex grid. Now, the thing is, I cannot adjust those, so I have no idea if I should add more vertices to this. I'm just gonna roll with it, because it seems like the best idea for now. Problem is, I'd love to have it a bit more, just a few more parts, and I'm not sure if I actually want that the way this is now. Let's just give it a try and see where we go with that. Of course, we want to go for dynamic deformation, as always with those mesh groups. Ooh, I actually want to add this one to my... Wait, where's my Spotify? Show yourself. I actually want to add that too. Oh, in the meantime, I'm also working on a bit of a streaming playlist. If you guys got any good recommendations that you want me to listen to on le Spotify, feel free to throw me a link, maybe on the Discord. Also, just lost my trail of thought here. Probably because I just had my meds. So yeah. If you wanna have me look at some music that I should be throwing into the playlist, go ahead. However, very important, it should not interfere with the whole digital copyright thingamajig. I don't wanna get any problems with that, because it's just not fun dealing with it. So that's that. Well, looking up ahead, first we need to get those horns quite a bit further up, or maybe let me think here. And there is another one of these. Loop Innovator. Of course you like Loop Innovator. Just... Goddamn bot! Be gone, bots! Still haven't joined, need to. It's hard to find links on mobile. I'm not using mobile Twitch at all. At all. Oh, also need to message someone. Good old Lex needs some heads up that I'm actually streaming. Oh, where are you, Lex? There. I'm streaming. There we go. Now everything's set up and done and stuff. Brain is a little bit scattered today. Can't really tell you why. I've just been having some weird-ish dreams, but I don't think that's the reason why I'm feeling the way I do right now. It's just kind of like my brain is a little bit off today. That actually does not look too bad. I might want to move that a little bit further here and just test. Can also use this little crease here, or this brush stroke here, as a has an orientation as to where my horn is going, which is really nice. So I'm gonna swoop that down a little bit. Oh, yep. Yep, this is going great. I think I want to keep that. And adjust just some minor things. Maybe move that fold here up just a bit. Brain fog I get sometimes as well. Yeah, but not for a whole day. It really sucks. How was my weekend? Oh, pretty chill. I'm pretty close to finishing Yakuza 0 with my boyfriend. Which is really nice. I will be missing playing Majima. I will be so missing playing Majima. Because I love playing Majima. Majima is awesome. Like that absolute madman. And he insists on me actually playing the games in order. However, he's lenient enough to tell me, okay, you don't have to play the original 1 and 2. Which is nice. Because apparently they are awful in their fighting system. So he's giving me the remakes to play after we finish 0. Because he wants me to play them in chronological order, basically. He's a nerd like that. And I kind of love that. I really do. Also, I can kind of understand that. I would want to have people introduced, for example, into Pokemon as well by maybe playing the remakes of the first 4 generations, kind of in order. However, then you're still kind of overwhelmed with the amount of mons you're hit with. That's the benefit of starting with Gen 1, kinda. Because you only have the original 151 Pokemon. Wouldn't want to hit people with, I don't know, where are we at this point? 1,000 ends? I've lost track of that. I've absolutely lost track of that. So I think that should work already. I said I wanted to do a little bit of adjusting, which I will do, of course. It's going to be a bit more. Oh wait, no, that's just the mask. Ubala. So yeah, kind of pushing that in just over here. Just so we still have that kind of... That's pretty much another job. Yes. Still want to have that illusion of perspective here when moving the head up and down. The better I can pull that off, the more satisfied I will be with the model itself. The horns are probably the most difficult part to, at least in my opinion, the most difficult part to get right. And so this is not quite looking perfect, but it's getting there. Maybe I do want to just stretch that up a little so that the marks here are also moving in the same direction as the horn as a whole. Yeah, that looks so much better. Oh, that's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Let's see. Also, definitely works nicely with the... Already gives the whole thing a bit more of a dimension here. Because you can see how this is pushing back a little bit. I would definitely have to rotate a lot of stuff. But it's already going in the right direction. So that's kind of nice. I'm gonna do the same thing with the other horn. And I'm definitely going to rename that mesh group here. Horn G, which side is it that? Now I want to do the exact same stuff. Pretty quiet. Why are you so quiet? Okay. Horn G, the others. Oh, wait, no. The other side. There. Ha. Oh, ow, ow. So we can just in here, move that in there. Of course, doing the dynamic mesh group thing. And then I'll just take that mesh and put it in here. Do I need to flip it? Probably not. But I'm gonna do it anyway. So we can just move all the things the same way. Boop that in just a little bit. Just really very slight adjustments. For example, I need to push it in here so the kind of perspective shift is still there. Kind of want to push that and that in. Push that over just a little bit. Now I need to see. I think there are some things that don't quite add up. I'd want to push that in. Now we're getting closer to symmetrical. A lot closer to symmetrical. Now I just need to push these things into the right positions. Just hear that little thing. Funny thing was when I was browsing Spotify for some stuff to put into my new streaming playlist, I guess, I rediscovered a band. I mean, technically you cannot quite call it a band, but the Vitamin String Quartet that makes exceptionally great covers with violins, of course. It's a string quartet or violins and the whole shebang when it comes to string instruments. I couldn't stop listening. I just saw, oh, they have that band. And oh, they have that band. Oh, and where's that album with all the covers from that band? Oh, I didn't know they had that one. So you can kind of imagine how I was just sitting there like for about an hour or two just being extremely happy finding covers of songs where I thought, what? What was the name? I'll check them out. Vitamin String Quartet. And they do the covers with which I actually got to know them was AFI, which is a really old one. I think it was from 2007. Yeah, new music is great. However, I've listened to the Tool covers and oh my goodness. I got so much goosebumps, not just from the Tool covers, but also from one specific Hoobastank cover. Oh my goodness. I love it. I absolutely adore stuff like that. Well done covers, especially when their instrumentals are just beautiful. You just want to sit a while and listen. As an old wise man from a video game once said, just sit a while and listen. I want to bump that still up quite a bit. See if I can do a bit better perspective shifting here. No! Actually, I find same direction is perfect. It just gave me goosebumps. It gave me really good goosebumps. Overall, I like that song a lot. So, especially when it comes to that specific cover, I really enjoy the depth that string quartet could give to that song without any vocals or drums. Made it different in the best kind of way, I would say. Let's see. This is as symmetrical as I can get it. Now, the thing is, this one's going to be difficult, to say the least. Great Hoobastank song. I'll search him now. Yes. Yes. Okay. So this is going to be a bit more of a difficult one because I'll have to do a lot of rotating and changing perspective while actually seeing what I'm doing, which is the hard part. You want to rotate it like that. Now, I don't want that rotation here though. Also not the movement in because I want to keep that. Just going to make this whole thing difficult. Like, why won't you let me? Whoop, I search later. Twitch will close on me. Oh, okay. Yeah, that kind of sucks. I thought that was... Oh, wait, no. If you have two medias, they kind of don't like that. Yeah. Now I get it. Why Twitch is closing on you with that. Ah, okay. So, I definitely need to give this a lot more visible space on the inside, basically because we're looking almost completely on the inside of this horn. Technically, you can almost see this whole side, which also means that I will have to move the shade around a little bit. No, not up. To the side. Those little bumps here I don't really like. I guess that's part of the painting. It's a little bit annoying, but well, it's something I have to accept for my sloppy mesh work here. Also want to get that whole thing. Back. Oh boy! This is going to be kind of weird. And we want a 0 here. Yeah, that works. Don't want to go to work today. The AC in the kitchen is still broken when we've been having 90 degrees. That's like a 38 Celsius, I think. Probably a little bit less, but getting close enough. So I can kind of understand why you wouldn't want to work. However, you gotta do what you gotta do. Sadly. Okay. You'll survive, I hope. Just figure out a way to keep yourself cool and you'll be fine, I hope. Still not happy with that nose. I just don't know what to think about that. Especially here, this one. I think I have a high tolerance for heat, but even this is taking a lot out of me. I can understand that. I'd probably melt in 90 degrees heat. You in a state that's cooked? Well, he's in the kitchen, so he's cooked one way or another. But it's bad here too. Yeah, luckily enough, over here in Germany, we have a bit of rain season right now. Like it's been raining for the last 2 days. So it makes the air a bit too humid for my liking. I think that might have been a little bit too much. Might want to nudge that back just a little bit. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Also want to move the marks around so they still fit. There we go. Now we're talking. It's in the kitchen. I've worked back there and it's miserable. Oh god. And now being a chef, I had a chef as a boyfriend. It's an unthankful job. Or better, it was a chef in training. It's a pretty unthankful job. You have... Well, okay, it kind of depends. Depends on where you work. But... Yeah, line cook. So you have hours where you kind of go like, great, I have absolutely no free time, which really sucks. I can remember that my boyfriend back then, and I was pretty young. So my now ex from back then came home at 10 p.m. and I think he started at 10 in the morning-ish. So from 10 to 10, the hours are just crazy when you're working in the kitchen. Even in Germany. So I have absolute sympathy for anyone actually working at a kitchen at this point. I can't even begin to fathom how it actually feels like, but then already having the heat of the kitchen in your whole being, and not having an AC at temperatures that are already disgusting. Yeah, I can absolutely understand how someone could have a really bad time. "90-degree heat with humidity in the 60s and the 80s range." Yeah! Wouldn't even wanna wish that for my worst enemy. Let alone that I don't make enemies. I think... what I'm doing here doesn't quite add up. This has to be moved back to normal, anyway. Might need to look for that. Almost there. There. Reset, I think. Yeah. That's working out. No, Fireman, I'm not going to kill you. A work uniform is all dark colors. Well, to be fair, dark work uniform, you can't see the dirt as easily. So I can kind of see why someone would have you have dark work uniform. So people don't see them dirts. But no, Fireman. I'm not going to. I like you. But yet they can see me sweating like, oh well. Can't do much about that, I guess. I kind of wanna reset this one. Worked the restaurant during COVID. Masked the whole time in summer. Oh. Ooh, that sounds like hell. That sounds like absolute hell. And then you still have to hope that there are actually enough customers to have a nice wage. Every night I go home, I can smell my... Oh. Practically don't have a sense of smell. Having no sense of smell, probably not ideal when working in the kitchen. Because smell also contributes to your taste buds, as far as I'm concerned. It's unpleasant, very unpleasant indeed. Hey Lex! Nice to see ya! How are you doing? How's life going? Yeah, that's doing nicely. I might want to adjust this mesh group a little bit to be kind of taller, so we actually have a difference between this side and this side, since we also have a little bit of perspective. Might want to add a bit more height here, so I'm just gonna stretch that carefully. And I do want to go get that other side as well. Just finished work, have some stuff to do, but I'm gonna leave it. Oh, you're working. That's okay. That's okay. I'm always happy to have someone around, even just for the lurking. I'm always happy to know that you're at least in there with half an ear, I guess. Okay, what's the... I think yeah. There's the mesh that's been bugging around. Okay, let's see. That should already fix it. Just a few dots bugging around, so shouldn't be worried too much. Owner of the restaurant is an out-of-touch boomer who doesn't care that his employees are suffering in unpleasant conditions while overworking us to exhaustion. That guy should probably cook in his own kitchen for a day. Just to see if he can do it. But who is gonna force him? Usually, people that are out of touch just need to see in which condition their employees are working. And then they realize how much they actually fucked up. Question is, who makes them? And that kind of stuff usually most bosses just don't. He knows exactly what we're enduring. He just doesn't care. That's why he should actually stand in, just do a day himself. It doesn't matter if he's if he knows he has to feel it, he has to go through it. Thing is, most bosses don't bother with that, and it's kind of annoying. You can't go through the conditions you set for your employees yourself, you're doing something wrong. Okay, something's very different, and I cannot put my finger on how to fix this. Maybe that. I think we got ads, do we? Yes, ads are in progress. I'll have a quick break. Little bit of stretching. Might even adjust my own avatar a little bit. Oh, I also still have a witch's head that I still have to rig for my own model. Not going to do that now. Probably, I don't know, I think it might be a good idea to do that in September, so I have it ready just in time for Spoopy-tober. Hello, Earl James Bugatan. Lol, Restream is being funky right now. Just waiting for the ads on the Twitch side of things to finish up. You can actually pronounce Bugatan properly. Yeah, it's just a wild guess. And to be fair, I'm not pronouncing it from an English perspective, so that might help. Because I kind of know how English natives are pronouncing certain letters, and if if the name doesn't quite sound English or read English, why should I pronounce it like the English do? It doesn't make sense to me. So I try to read it from the German side of my brain, I could say. And most of the time it works. Also makes it easier for me to actually pronounce Japanese names, because I don't try to pronounce them the English way. And I do know a little bit about pronunciation of Japanese words, so it kind of helps. The only thing I actually struggle with is French, because I never learned it. Honestly, I don't really want to. Fuck the French? Oh, nah. I'm not a fan of the French, but fuck them would be a bit too far. The French have their own issues. Ah, it's Filipino, so... Let me think. Filipino, you guys probably have a base with Spanish, if I remember correctly. But you also have of course, have your own language. And I'm probably mixing up my Southeast Asian countries right there, so take it with a huge chunk of salt. I am not quite convinced that... I think that horn isn't quite up to snuff. I have to adjust some things here. And preferably use the right... That's it. Preferably use the right... parameter part. Job market's bad there too, huh? It took me a long time to get something else. Oh yeah. Jobs are especially difficult if you have some stuff that you have to keep in the back of your mind when looking for one. Just thinking of, well, disabilities of any kind. It's not so easy to cope with an invisible disability. The sounds are coming along great. Thank you very much. It's really not easy to deal with the the job market if you have an invisible disability, like ADHD or autism, for instance. Makes it a bit more difficult because you also have to think of your own needs as a person with a differently wired brain. I get rejected from a lot of jobs because I list my... Yeah, because they don't want to deal with the accommodations that you need. And on one side, I can understand why they don't want to, because it means more effort and technically different treatment for you. On the other hand, It really sucks because you can't make a living just because you are honest. Getting rejected on that basis is just pretty much fucked up. But honestly, if you're getting rejected from that site, it's probably not a job you want to work at. Because they simply just don't give a fuck. Or they do give a fuck and just can't manage the stuff they have to change for you. Which is also pretty difficult. Oh, trust me, it affects stuff quite a bit, especially in the job market, because of the accommodations. I have negative opinions on the new look of Twitter. I'm honestly rarely active on Twitter. I'm kind of active on Twitter, but not as active as most people. Potential work is limited further. Yeah, when you have to deal with stuff like getting rejected because of your disability, it really sucks. When you then also, like me, kind of suffer from a kind of social phobia. Well, it's not easy out there. Because you're thinking 2 to 5 times how you want to approach them and then chicken out because your brain is in overdrive and panic mode. Weirdly enough, not as hard with people that I share an interest with, but extremely hard with people where I have no touching points. Which makes it even more complicated to make friends. Like, music is one of the touching points I really like to use for finding people. Art is a bit more difficult because art is a bit of a very wide field. And even there, among artists, there are cliques where I'm just going like, I technically don't want to be in there. My sister says I'm autistic, but they're not sure of it. What do you think that? Or what makes her think that? Because some people just use it as a joke. A little bit mockingly. And there are others. I'm not a fan of using it as a mocking joke. Though among friends it's okay, I think. Now, I also don't want to go into the direction of remotely diagnosing people, so wait, I think I need to use that as a bit of a point here. Working on retail, I got better connecting with everyone, even a little. Yeah, if you're even scared of doing that, like I am. Now, I keep overthinking my social situations and then just end up chickening out of it as a whole. Not even as a joke, unless they're being serious. The thing is, once someone says you're autistic, even if they say it as a joke, you take it seriously. You kind of start looking into it. Because I kind of was looking into stuff like autism and ADHD because someone said it in joking. And I kind of got curious about it. Kind of made me think, maybe there's something to it. So I did my research. But they just say I'm autistic, which I don't take personally. Depending on the setting, like if you're amongst friends or friendly people and they're just going like, ah, you're just autistic. You're just so autistic. I don't actually mind that. It's more if it's actually meant as an insult where I'm getting angry. This gets even funnier when you go like, yeah, I'm autistic, so what? You're completely right, so fucking what? Don't take it as an insult then. Because then you disarm them. That's the best way to disarm a person that tries to insult you. Own it and go like, yeah, so fucking what? Especially if it's true. In an ideal world, I'd be working a job that involves zero human interaction where I'm left to my own devices. It's... Even then you have to deal with people. Because what you're currently describing is self-employment 101. It's extremely hard. I'm still not quite there. You could say I'm part-time self-employed. And by far not making enough to actually live on it yet. I really hope that I get there at some point. It would make stuff a lot easier, I tell you that much. However, there's also a shit ton of responsibilities that you have to take care of when you do it. I mean, you have to do your marketing, you have to do your taxes. Especially if you cannot afford the help for it. You cannot afford to delegate your... your less liked thing. Just give me a list of stuff to get done and leave me be. You know where you would probably do really well? But I'm not sure if that's something you would be into, but stuff like data entry, accounting. Those are usually the jobs where the odd ones work in any way. Where you can just go like, okay, I'll do my work and that's about it. Maybe a little bit more if you actually care about the whole accounting stuff, but that's usually a good way of not being bothered too much, because that field is already kind of stereotyped as having the odd ones around. So maybe give it a shot. At this point, I would say accounting is perfect for the antisocial. No, well, antisocial is wrong. The socially less inclined might be a good idea. Yeah, I think socially less inclined fits more than antisocial, because antisocial is a bit more sinister. The sucky thing is, if you really want to make it, you have to be personable. Idiots get high pay because they kiss ass. And that's where I'm going, like, if I have to kiss ass somewhere, I'm not your girl. I'm not the type that kisses asses and acts like a different person just to look better. Because I simply can't. For me, the thing is, I've always been that type of person that didn't like to fit in just to fit in. Which is also why I'm an artist, to be fair. I want to get into working maintenance since I like fixing stuff. Provide me a list of things you want me to fix and I'll get it done on my own. Go to trade school. Learn a trade. Go to trade school. Learn a trade that you're interested in. I don't know, plumbing, mechanics, stuff like that. I wish it was the same in the US as it is in Germany, because here at the age of 16 you can, or depending after your secondary school degree, you can kind of choose from handiwork trades to learn from. And most of the time, you pretty much work half the year and the other half you learn theoretical stuff. That goes for most of the time 3 years. So you have your school blocks where you learn all the theoretical stuff and how to a little bit of extra curriculum, like, or the important stuff like maths, German, you get the drill. And when you're working in the working blocks, you basically learn the trades on a practical level. But they won't know until you're in the job. Before that, we're all an ad to be judged whether they buy us or not. Trade school's good. They'll set you up. Exactly. Trade schools are great for stuff like that, especially when we're going into handiwork. Our trade schools, perfect to learn something. Okay, I want to do the down angle on the head now, so we're gonna turn off our... Where's the ears? There's the ears. Don't want to do the ears now. Ugh, face. Okay, so we have up, side, down is what we do now. And partially, trade schools here are mandatory to get a job in the first place. It depends on the job, of course, but when we're talking like electrician, I think is the right word, or mechanics, kind of have to learn the sauce of it. So most of them require you to go into those trade schools. Gonna go now, might not sleep for... Oh! If it's really that late already for you, you should catch a few Z's. I don't want people to just stay awake to stick around. Would not be nice for your brain. But thanks for actually stopping by. Thank you very much. Just don't like interacting with people unless it's on my own terms. Socializing with strangers is mentally exhausting, especially having to deal with the mental gymnastics that society demands of me. Yeah, I get it. I get it. And neurotypicals can be kind of weird in that regard. Especially if you don't quite know if if the person you're looking at actually understands you, or if you have to first learn how to neurotypical again before interacting. I'll go to your channel when I wake up. Okay. Then I hope I'll see you, have you in the comments. Yes, have you in the comments. I think that's the best idea. And I hope you sleep well. Okay. Looking downward. This is going to be a fun one because I have to push everything down here. Okay, so I think I want to turn off my torso for now because I don't need it right now. Torso off. I know, man, I really don't like the song and dance of it all. It's really just fake it till you make it. At least in the beginning. Just push through until you get what you want in work. Yeah, the whole faking it is kind of hard. Especially if you don't know how to fake it properly. That makes things really difficult. Okay, so now I do want that, want that whole thing to go down. Oh boy, this is going to be weird. And you gave me a sub. Thank you very much for subscribing to my YouTubes. I hope I'll see you again. I'm making hot dogs for my office. Huh? If it works for you, why not? I just don't like being the type kissing asses. Because it just feels wrong. Oh boy, I need to move that nose now, else I'm just going to feel like this is wrong on so many levels. Bye, Earl. Hope to see you soon. Okay. Back to the face itself. Might want to make that brush a lot smaller, because now we're looking at the stuff under the lip, the little shadow under the lip. Still keep going on with my hands even though you can't see what I'm doing. I need hand tracking so bad. I need hand tracking so bad. Okay, so on face under part, we kind of want to go a bit further down here. Mush that together. And I do want to push the jawline down just a little bit. Just so it's actually looking a bit more like she's looking up and down. Still have to push the nose around a little bit. Finished with stuff. Back to chilling on the PC. Great. Which reminds me that I still have to do the dishes, but I think I'll do that after streaming while I'm cooking. My door scared me because it closed on itself. Whoops. That's why I always have my room door inside. Might be a little bit of a paranoid thing to do, but I like having stuff actually visible, especially when it comes to entrances. Not even a thing I picked up as a teenager. I think I picked that up a little later in life. Because I just don't like having people kind of poking out behind me. Just doesn't feel right. It's also hard weather as well. I thought you wanted to go and sleep, Earl. Do your I know I should actually beg for you to stay, but I'm rather have your brain nice, rested, and functional. I'm making hot dogs because I want hot dogs. They have to live with that. My roommate has a bad habit of stopping and standing directly behind me while I'm watching TV, and I always tell him not to. Oh God! Oh goodness! That's partially the reason why I like to live alone. Not gonna lie, I do not like people being right behind me and standing behind me, surprising me like that. It's oh boy. It's just a different kind of creepy. Different kind of creepy I really don't want to have around. Might want to still poke around on the eyes. See if I can move around some vertices to make it look basically perfect. So perfection is the artist's demise. So I better not poke around too long. Okay, Earl. Sleep well. Always tell people to stay within my field of vision. I do not like having people stand directly behind me. Yes! As I stand directly behind you. Jesus, monkey skull! Don't be like that. Okay. Again, doing the testing eye movement and blink thing. Still works fine. I think I wanna test the eyebrows because I think I actually adjusted them. Okay. Definitely need to adjust this because those angles just do not work. The sound of my attic just keeps me up. Ah! Then use earplugs. And get off the screen if you actually want to sleep. Walk into a room and people jump because I'm a huge dude. It's funny. Oh boy. How close is the demo of the Sage? It's not even close to close. I can't. I haven't even finished the. I haven't even finished the head angles at all. Because it's so much work. And I only get to actually work on it during stream for some reason. Probably because I just keep putting it off. Which is a me problem. I admit it's definitely a me problem that I keep putting stuff off like that. I was hoping if I asked you more it would be done faster. Oh well. Oh come on, Lex. As if I wish it would be like that, but it isn't. Sleep well, Earl James Bugatan. Working on a Vroid model as we speak while I'm watching. That's what I like about streams like these. You get a little bit into that whole co-working spirit without actually having to be around people. Belly working hard, we keep distracting her. No! You're not distracting me! That's the great thing about actually doing stuff in stream. You guys are my buddy doubles. Because of you guys, I actually get shit done. And I'm thankful for having you around because of that. I'm doing more than without streaming. Well, not quite. I'm just not doing this while I'm not streaming. I'm working on other stuff. Would love to co-work, but I'm done with that for today. So I'm either gonna play a game or read a book. That's also a good idea. You can have me on the second screen if you're playing a game. And having my chill music. I'd also love to, at some point, maybe draw with a community. Yes, have some tea. Tea is deliciousness. Even iced tea. Also not happy with that eye, but I need to let it go. Love to join arting, but I'm stuck cooking wiener. Thank you for that one. Thank you very much for that one. Oh boy. You had to go there, Monkey Skull, did you? You had to. It's always the same. And all I can say, I kind of like it. Because I am one of those kind of weirdos. I'd really like that kind of humor. Okay, so the face also needs to... Oh boy, that's gonna be a rough one for the whole nose thing. Something's moving there and I cannot make out what it is. It's probably, let me see, probably the shadows that are glitching out. There. Yep, that's glitching out. Need to adjust some vertices here. Because they're overlapping. Can also see a little bit more glitching right there, but the rest looks okay. Soon as I'm starting with the angled stuff is going wonky. Great. What? I love wieners. Sounds kind of gay. What can I say? We're all degenerates here. Indeed, Farmaid, indeed. No, that's what makes it fun. Let's be honest, that's what makes all of it so much fun. Okay, getting that face shape right is going to be something different. Because now I have to think in more than one corner. Dovahkiin, Dovahkiin, not a single sardine, 'cause I don't know the actual lyrics of this. Yeah. I yell it in the office of stuck-ups and get a laugh. Hey, sometimes you need one of those in the office. Else everything would be kind of lame. You need at least one jokester in an office, else you'll have really dry climate, and no one wants to work in a dry climate. Not like that. Oh no, Viroid crashed. I hope you have something that does some auto-saving. Ba 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 na 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 na. Dovahkiin, Dovahkiin, not a singular sardine, because fishies are not quite my thing. Yes, I'm one of those. I'm the guy asking coworkers, would you like one of my... Of course you are. God damn it, Monkey Skull. Why'd you have to be like that? Especially one of your wieners. So you want to tell me you have more than one? That must be a very, very fun sausage party then. Ah. Please punch me in the face for this one. We need Felly what the heck emote. The oh no's emote should be enough. Sausage party. Yes. Why wouldn't you have one? A sausage party. I mean, most of the internet is. Most of the internet is a sausage party. And I don't have enough ketchup for that. We have enough white. Oh no, 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 no. Please don't mention the white sauce. Got full pack, baby. Oh, you guys are awesome. Very entertaining. Okay, let's see. How does the blink look? I probably need to adjust a lot when the eyes are actually coming in there. And I'm going to be very frustrated with a lot of stuff. Just do not indeed. Another problem of mine is I'm not quite sure about the eye. How far the eyes should be apart. But I think up until now it should be fine-ish. I still need to adjust the lip here because it should be looking in... Hello? Oh, wait. Of course. Because it should be looking over to that direction, which also means the mouth needs to be angled in the right way. Because this is still the shadow of the bottom lip, which I also need to move around over here. Yes, I have 2 bottom lip shadows just for shits and giggles. And I definitely need a new chair. So if you want to contribute to a new chair, my Ko-fi will thank you a lot. No, seriously, my chair, my office chair is falling apart on the seat because I'm moving around so much on it. Simply because I half kind of sit cross-legged to a degree. It's just more comfortable for me for some reason. Yes, le coffee with a bit of a new chair fund indeed, actually. That one will exclusively go to a better chair for me. As I said, this one's kind of falling apart on the seat. And partially I don't want to ask my dad to renew it because he'll also just say, just buy a new one. For some reason. He really likes to buy new stuff while I'm more of a defender of trying to at least repair stuff before I throw it out. Just economically more efficient, in my opinion. But I cannot repair what I cannot repair. So, new chair would be great. Which also reminds me, I probably still need to set up an alert for the Ko-fi. I haven't done that yet since my reinstall of my whole system. I think that's probably something I need to change. Definitely. Okay, now I really need to adjust that nose. Especially the shadow here is not there where I want it to be. However, first I'll take care of that part of the nose. Wear stuff down until it's dust. My phone is like 5 years old. Well, I needed a new phone for the camera. So I can actually do the nicer traditional art streaming. Kind of like having a decent camera for that. Last PC was 10 years old, got new one a month ago. Same for me. It took also I also kept my old PC for also around 10-ish years, maybe a little less. And it was really necessary to get myself a new one, which is when I switched to Linux, of all things. Where was my... What was I about to do? Oh yeah, adjusting the nose. Nose... shadow? Yes. Because I need to push that not just down, but also make the nostrils as thin as possible to make them look like they're almost not there. And we got ads. I'll quickly pause the stream for the time being. Those of you who don't have ads, of course, can still talk to me. But, well, don't want those people left out that aren't subbed or don't have turbo or something like that. Or those who, I don't know, have trouble with their internet. To be fair, that's then probably a Twitch problem. Yeah, that works. But hey, that was also a pretty nice time to figure out how to Linux, because I really set my mind to it. 10 years, damn. Can manage to keep a PC for that long? Got my respects, you got all my respects. Oh yeah, this is looking nice. Might need to adjust the chin, but that should be about it. Also, ads should be over soon, in a few seconds. There we go. Heads are over, we can keep going. Alright, so that nose actually already looks pretty nice. I kind of want to adjust the chin because I'm not happy about that. The chin area is just not quite there. Especially this might be a bit of a problem, but I think I can figure out a way to make it look right. Face under. Whoop. The nose is on Indeed. The nose is really good. I might need to push down that highlight a little bit. Just to show that the whole nose is moving. But overall, I'm really happy with the nose movement. At least the up and down. Brows also need to go way further down. Where are my brows at? There. They both need to go down. There we go. Oh, that nose already looks great. Just need to finish it. Hopefully it can skirt HR after asking everyone if they want my... You just keep doing that, do you? God damn it, Monkey Skull! Monkey Skull! Ah, you old degen. Why are you like this? Why do you have to be this way? Once a year is fine. Jeez. Yeah, once a year spread over a few weeks, eh? You know what? I'm actually go outside and touch some grass. I have been looking at the screen all day. Can't stand it leaving lurk again. Thank you very much for the lurk, Lex. Have fun touching grass. I'll probably have to do that tomorrow myself because I need to go get groceries. And then I hope I'm not forgetting to stream, or I hope I have enough energy to stream then. I think that's the more important question. Will I have enough energy to do the streaming thing? But I hope so. I'll do my best to figure out a good way to do it. Touch it twice for me. Yes, exactly. Touch it for all of us, Lex. Touch them grass for all of us. We very much appreciate. That's something I wish I could delegate. Hey, Squiggity-Goo! Hello, hello. How are you doing? Touch the grass for all of us, Lex. I mean, technically you could put the stream on the phone while touching the grass if you just like to listen to my voice. Because I heard some people seem to like it for some reason. Apparently my voice has some kind of voiceover qualities. I don't know. I really don't know. Some people asked me already if I was a voice actor or something. I could give it a try to actually do the voice acting shebangs. Though the quality of my equipment is, I would say, not ideal. Maybe it's good enough. It could be. But I think that I could do better. However, my sound equipment is not my priority. I need that new chair. Ooh. Getting close. We're getting close to perfection. And I need to do something with those brows. Where's my browse? Again. There. Okay, I need to move that one. You need to go over there. You need to just move ahead a little bit. Nose also doesn't quite fit yet, but that's what we're working on right there. We gonna get you that chair, boy, I tell you what. I want to see if you can pull off Southern twang. What? Oh, we're going that direction. Wait, let me think. Because I think I can do the whole King of the Hill shebangs. We gonna get you that chair, boy, I tell you what. I wanna see you if you can pull off that Southern twang. Might be a bit overacting here, but I'm trying. Just trying to get close enough to King of the Hill. I just died inside a little. I'm sorry, Firebait. I tried. But I can relate. No, Monkey Skull, I'm not gonna do it again. I can relate, Firemane. I have the same visceral reaction if another German tries to emulate the dialect I've grown up in, because the dialect I actually have been growing up in tends to be the butt end of the joke. Damn co-workers, they asked for more hot dogs. You did it to yourself, Monkey Skull. You did it to yourself, and now you made your bed, and now you have to lay in it. Now you have to get more wieners and keep that sausage party going. This is actually going good already. What is just bugging there? I do not like that. Is it you? No. That's not the one I was looking for. No. Is it maybe the face shadow that's bugging around? Could be, but it's not. It's probably yes, the base is bugging around. I do not like when the base is bugging around. There we go. Hi, she said party. Hi, Vlad. How are you doing? How was your day? I hope it's in the bot, and probably. I mean, you can even go over to YouTube and just scroll back a few minutes to hear it.
Where are they all coming from?
I'm awful at imitating any kind of accents or dialects within the Americas, because I have no idea where the difference is most of the time. I can only guess when it comes to dialects in other countries. But I guess that's kind of par for the course for any non-native speaker of a language. that you don't really manage to discern the different dialects. And if it's a really broad dialect, then you just don't understand the language. I'm just thinking of Boomhauer. Boomhauer is probably the best example of how dialect can make language so hard to understand that you might as well just not listen. It's kind of like me going to the Alps or something. Oh, read this. Howdy, y'all. What in tarnation's happening down yonder?
Where are they all coming from?
What in tarnation? That's another King of the Hill thing. I keep seeing the King of the Hill Boomhauer is Boomhauer is best boy because I cannot understand a word he's saying. Nah. Best boy is still oh boy, what's his name? Hank's kid. I cringed and died inside even more. Firemane. As I said, I can relate. Especially when you live in a different region of the country you've grown up in. Then the dialect that you've been handed down by your parents, which for me is actually the case. It makes things kind of weird. Started fire, it was amazing. Yeah, I'm sorry, Firemane. But apparently it's, I guess, kind of entertaining. I'll leave it at that. I do voices at work and I'm annoying. Okay, I need to move some stuff here. You do not belong to that, so I assume that this should be the face blush here. Yes, that looks like it is actually the fit. No, it isn't. Okay, then I have to actually figure out what in the 7 hells, what in the 7 circles of hell is actually going wrong here. Because now I can't even see where this is coming from. Maybe it's the base that's... Oh! Oh! I see. See where the problem is. Now I can actually fix it. Is that Wind Waker? 9 circles, 7 layers, I don't care. Like Kermit the Frog. You mean Jordan B. Peterson, huh? I'm just messing with you. No! They sound kind of similar. Kermit the Frog and Jordan B. Peterson. 9 circles of hell, 7 circles of hell. Do I even care? Probably not. I like mythological stuff, but when it comes to Christianity, I have no idea what I'm talking about. At least most of the time. Because I never really bothered. Ba-da-da. The only thing Jordan is human Kermit. And the only thing I kind of find sad about JBP is how he went into a direction that was kind of, I see where you're coming from, but your metaphors don't quite hit well with the crowds. And he tends to be a little bit choleric here and there. I mean, sure, he's very passionate about the subjects he's talking about, of course, but you gotta have to step back a little bit sometimes and think about how you're, how to say that? At least think about how you're perceived, how it comes across. And some people just want to hate him, just for the sake of hating him. Which I also don't really like. There needs to be a let's say a bit of a middle ground when it comes to judging people and actually giving them the grace and opportunity to better themselves and give them the room to say, hey, okay, I fucked up here. And some people just don't want to do that. Which is where I'm going in saying, hey, guys, the fuck. Of course, you gotta call him out for the stuff that he's fucking up. However, you also have to give people the room, and it sometimes takes a long time to actually get there. You gotta give people the room to actually improve themselves. And that doesn't work overnight. People just don't improve overnight. And some people just dig in their heels before they realize that they really, really fucked up. And I think that's kind of lost in internet discourse these days. He took too much stock in online discourse and went too far down the rabbit hole. It's sad to see. Yeah, you're kind of right there. He still has a point here and there, especially because he is, after all, a clinical psychologist, but he also has to take a step back and think about how he's coming across, even to the people that he might not like and harshly disagrees. He has to at least sometimes step back and see how he could be misconstrued in a way that might not even seem dishonest. Just seeing yourself from a different angle can help massively. It's just not always easy. And that's something I can understand. It's not easy for many people to see yourself from a different perspective. Especially with people that you harshly disagree with. But sometimes you kinda have to take that step. And I admit I'm not good at it either. I'm not great at it. I try though. The weight of his words and the way he went about delivering it kept getting muddier. He didn't start that way. Indeed, especially back when he still did his regular university lectures. He was pretty great at explaining how stories are pretty good metaphors for very important moral lessons. And when he moved more and more into politics, his big mistake was actually being too... What the hell happened to that eyebrow? He was a bit too emotionally invested in it to take a step back and look at the whole picture. So I can understand why one would hyper-focus due to emotions boiling over. Especially when your own career is on the line. There are so many variables going on when you're a public person, which makes it also incredibly scary. And it makes it scary for me to keep I would say a somewhat neutral view on it. Because from the outside, it's easy to analyze someone else. Analyzing yourself that way takes a bit more energy because you're also emotionally invested, and you first have to get yourself out of that mind space. You hit the nail on the head, because I'm trying to just put myself into those shoes and still see it from a outsider perspective, and that's something I really like to do. Being in those shoes, though, impulse control is already a hard thing. So being in those shoes is a very different animal to beat. Very different animal. And I really try to see most things in good faith. Doesn't work a lot of the times because I see patterns in personalities where I'm going like, I don't want to deal with that because that could be not so nice for me. And even I fall sometimes, especially with certain personality profiles, into the camp of I don't want to deal with you because I feel like your intent is malicious. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. Sometimes there's stuff in the background that I don't even know about, and that's where my judgment is just going in probably the wrong direction. Not super sure about it, but it can happen. That's usually where most of my mistakes go. But then I give myself also the opportunity to say, hey, okay, I fucked up. I analyzed the situation and this person wrong. Let's see where this is going. But for that, I usually need more data. Means that I need more data points for that personality to see, okay, this is going there, this is going there, this is going there. The internet is a scary place sometimes. Used to be that people kept politics, serious issues to themselves. It was personal. Yes. I mean, there is a room for discussing politics. There should be always a room for discussing politics. But you gotta keep it civil. Which is also sometimes why I have to barge in when people go on a bit of a ranty thing in servers that I'm involved in. I'm just going like, hey, dude, slow down. The irony is that I myself then sometimes tend to get quite agitated. But then I'm happy when someone else says, hey, Feldy, slow down. You're getting a bit ahead of yourself. Gotta just keep each other in line just a little bit, or at least make each other notice that emotions are cooking over. And I'm kind of thankful for those who actually give me the room to see my issues. Kind of give me the same kind of room that I want to give them. Appreciate stuff like that. I think my nose doesn't quite. Yeah, I think I need to move some stuff at the nose. Because the peak works. Bridge doesn't. The bridge, technically, that bend is here. And there I need it there, and then I need to make it a bit more flat there. I think that's where I need to be. Yes, it wasn't that it wasn't around, just that everyone didn't try to fight over it. Yep. Though we gotta also keep in mind, currently we are in a bit of a very difficult time. Internationally even. Because there are a lot of conflicts that just don't want to be resolved for several reasons. And that just can't be resolved by easy means, even though there are a lot of people out there that want to sell you easy solutions to incredibly complex problems. And what I'm also not fond of is when people have the tendency to think of politics in a two-dimensional spectrum, just the left and right. There's more to it. There is so much more to it. There are so many variables that go into politics that the left-right thing just does not make sense to me. I think everyone who's thinking more than two-dimensionally can also see that very clearly. But I'm going even further because I kind of like to also put my own psychological lens onto political issues, trying to understand where each political camp is coming from. Not the easiest thing to do. I admit, I fail at it myself here and there, but I try to do it to the best of my abilities. Sometimes it works, sometimes it just doesn't. Okay, I do like the nose now. The eyes might not be ideal, but I think it should be good enough for now. Yes, it wasn't that it wasn't... Yeah. And you get called extreme of either. And I tell you that much. If you're called an extremist from both authoritarian sides, you know you're doing something right. Because you know that you don't that you're not just a tribalist kind of person, that you're kind of building your own worldview piece by piece, and that also makes it a lot more flexible because you're kind of looking into things that also criticize your own worldview. Kind of like that kind of stuff. Because I'll stick with it. Give the people the room to improve. That also means improving their own worldview. Make it more solid. And most importantly, criticize your own side. For frick's sakes, we need to criticize our own side to make the ideas behind them a lot more solid. Even if people don't want to hear it. Because no ideology is perfect. And there is no one truth. Everyone who tries to sell you the one truth is definitely lying. Which makes me honestly really angry in today's climate. Everyone thinks they have the truth. Well, they just have no clue at all. Being allowed to make mistakes. Exactly. Being allowed to make mistakes is very important. Because we cannot learn without them. We cannot learn without mistakes. Simply for the reason because there is nothing to improve on without them. For some people, it's just harder than others to actually admit that they made one. Which is kind of sad. There are a few people out there that I was really fond of. Internet people. That made mistakes that they don't want to admit to. Not gonna name any names because I'm not gonna involve myself in drama. I'm just saying those people need to take a really hard look at themselves. Admit that they fucked up. And try again. Also, naming names would be kind of asshole-ish of me. And I don't want to be that kind of person. I want to be the best me I can be. It's not easy, but it's what I'm aiming for. And I know I'm by far not perfect. Hell nah. Would be nice if I was. But then I would also be a lot more successful in my life. It is, I admit it to people's face. You know more than I do. I have no clue. So easy to admit when you're not informed. Yeah, some people just think they know everything, and that's where it's getting dangerous. Because a lot of them do not see the moving parts. And maybe even see things just from one lens. That's also mostly where things go really wrong. Because they only see stuff from one perspective and don't really think about another one. I think I want to move that over just a bit more. That works, and that... Well, that's going to work once I actually manage to do this. Another thing that's also actually really dangerous is people that use the empathy of others for their own gain. It's actually really creepy how some people do that without shame. And I really hope that I can be somewhat a force for good in so far to prepare people to not just believe everything they hear about certain events. Maybe take a step back and just admit that they do not know. And actually see when other people use these events and the empathy of others especially to manipulate and get people on their sides. I think the most or the easiest emotions to sway people from one side to another are empathy and anger, which come most of the time actually in a package deal. Because most people get angry because they're empathetic or empathic, I think empathetic, towards another group of people without thinking, am I played here right now by that person that tries to invoke that anger thanks to my empathy. Especially those people who are vulnerable to that kind of emotional manipulation. Do not believe that these people actually exist, but they do. And that's one of my biggest worries currently. That people do not see those who use empathy and weaponize it. I mean, there's now words like rage baiting that just exist to turn people on each other. Is exactly. And they're not wrong. There's a lot of rage bait out there. And I cannot say that I have not fallen for any of it myself, because that would definitely be a lie. Everyone has fallen for some kind of emotional manipulation at some point. But knowing when it happens, or noticing after it has happened, and then reevaluating the whole picture you have is kind of half the rent. So if you actually notice, oh, I'm being played here, Maybe I should step back and reevaluate the situation. It helps a lot. Some people have a really hard time doing that, though. Also because partially their own fears are played with. And fear is an absolutely awful driver. Oh yeah, that's also another one that easily gets used by people that like to manipulate others. Fear. It's usually those primal emotions that get played the easiest because, well, you can, but you shouldn't. I think it's mostly the main kind of emotions that are the easiest to manipulate, which is fear, anger, maybe I would say sorrow to a degree. Fear, anger, sorrow, and empathy. By the latter, would you even call that an emotion or more of a social mechanism? Because I think both categorizations fit. Yeah, Feldy discussing the hard stuff now. I'm sorry for those who kind of checked out because I was going into these kind of topics. Playbook for those who just don't truly care about the welfare of others. You could say that? Some people just do it for self-preservation. And they might actually might care about other people, but they don't see the harm they do on the other side, or don't want to see it because of that self-preservation kind of perspective. Caught in their own cog? No foresight. Yeah, kind of. Kind of. Okay, I kind of need to change the angle of that nose because it doesn't quite work for me. And up with you just a little bit. Feldy the philosopher, here I'm making wiener jokes. Hey! You're just You're just making the load of the content a bit lighter. I don't mind your wiener jokes, quite the contrary. They help making stuff not as dry and heavy as they are. We need our jesters in court. What would we be without them? Just a bunch of sad monkeys, indeed. We would be just a bunch of sad monkeys. Or angry monkeys. Okay, I need to fix that on the side. It's bothering me. I think there should just be a really good balance between serious and funny stuff. Because let's be honest, if we just keep sticking to the serious stuff and not distract each other once in a while, of course not too much, but hey, Earl, I thought you wanted to sleep. Mr. Bugatan. And now you're here again. Ooh, I still need to move that face. Now I need to move the whole nose so that it fits. And move that nose so it fits. There we go, that looks better. I'm trying to. Yeah, apparently not, else you wouldn't be here. You won't be able to sleep like that. Or am I too loud for you? You want me to sing you a good night song? A sweet little lullaby. After the ads. I'll sing you a lullaby. Yeah, you monkey skull, sing him a lullaby. In text format. I want to see you do that. However, we have ads. I'll have a quick ad break. And people are probably going to vanish again because of that. As always, I'll live. What do I do for dinner today? I think I still got stuff in the freezer that I could use. Okay, my neck hurts a little bit. I'll get up and maybe let in some fresh air because that's also necessary while the ad break is doing its thing. Alrighty, I'm back. Moved around a little bit, and I probably should have closed my door. Much better. Just feels wrong having it open.
Go to sleep. Lullaby. Go to sleep, little Boogatan. Go to sleep. Lullaby. Because I can't rhyme anything with Boogatan. Banana juju bobble. Banana juju bobble.
Okay, this is great. This is beautiful. I love that lullaby. Dude, it's great. It's hilarious. Ah, Jesus. Hi Lexi. How are you doing? How is life? Think Monkey Skull just put someone to sleep in the weirdest kind of way. Do you also need a lullaby? That was unexpected. Oh, I expected that. Monkey Skull is like that. That's the fun stuff you can do over on Twitch, by the by. Messing with the TTS. Wait. Oh, that was a mistake. And apparently the lullaby didn't work. Monkey Skull? You need to improve your lullaby game. Definitely have to do better than that. Gotta keep it clean. Lullaby is only TTS. But yeah, nobody expects Monkey Skull or the Spanish Inquisition. 100 points to those who 100 brownie points to those who actually understand that reference. Also means I should probably watch one of those Monty Python movies again. Oh no, now I said it! Captain America, I understood that. No, you didn't! Technically, he couldn't. If I remember Captain America storyline right, he was frozen in the 40s or 50s? No, 50s it was, I think. And anyways, I'm gonna try to sleep. I hope you do. Do it for your brain. Do it for your brain, Earl. It will thank you later. Lullaby really didn't work. I got you. Indeed, the lullaby really didn't work. Oh, I think I'm getting the hang of how I want the eyes to look. Definitely like those angles here. Actually lining okay then, Mom. Am I doing it again? Am I being internet mom again? It's for your own good. Not even for the greater good. For your own good. Well, maybe even for the greater good, depending on how you are when you're tired. Some people get really grumpy when they are. Don't want to have that. So yeah, maybe sometimes just having a face full of sleep could be for the greater good. Same goes for good food. I mean, working on an empty stomach, braining and humaning on an empty stomach is also not nice. Some people get really grumpy if they haven't had anything to eat. Though I would be grumpy too if I hadn't any food for a while. Who wouldn't get grumpy without food? Well, at some point they don't get anything. Or aren't anything without the food. So... looking good. Not perfect, but good enough, I would say. And now actually, sleep well, Earl. No more coming backsies. That eyebrow doesn't work. That eyebrow is a disaster. It looks so questioning. Which it should be. Maybe it's also that one that's not right.
A lullaby and good night. Go to sleep, little Feldy. Lullaby and good night. Go to sleep while you're still hangry. I'll throw in a skibidi toilet riz.
Oh gee, no, 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 please don't. Please spare me the please spare me the brain rot of the skibidi. Holy, please no. Please, no. I'm too old for that shit. I am too old for that shit. Of course you had to you had to chuckle now. You had to do that to me, huh? Little bit of brain rot will do some good, Feldy. No, I like having my brain in full function. I like my brain functioning and squishy. Hi, Firemane. Welcome back. Actually, considering... calling it a day early today. Because I feel a little... have been feeling a little bit of brain fog. And technically, once I actually manage to get the brows in position, might even be done with my just face angles. Bit further up. Go to a little bit further outside and also a little further up. Why the hell does it keep... up? Okay, I think this should be good and... Stuff just keeps moving, huh? I bet you'd like brain rot if Lady D said... No. No, no, not even if Lady D said it. Also, we had our own brain rot back in the day. Remember YouTube poop? Yeah, that was our brain rot. Yeah, I kind of like that head turn. It ain't perfect, but it's getting in the right direction. Because YouTube is where the poop is, not just YouTube. There's a lot of poop everywhere. Okay, also looking at those slight angles, how they look. I think they kind of work. Kingdom Hearts poop slapped. Never watched them. Now, I've never been a real fan of the whole YouTube poop and brain rot thing. I don't know. Just doesn't give me anything. Shit posting. Regular memes. Yeah, sure. I'm a fan of that, but pure brain rot? Nah, that's where I'm out. Not happy with the shape of those eyes, but I think I can hopefully fix it enough. Yeah, I'm really feeling like ending the stream early today. The brain fog is not getting much better, but at least I've worked enough on the model to say I had progress. So, tomorrow I'm not completely sure if I'm going to stream. It depends on how I feel after getting my groceries. And I think I'll look if I can send you somewhere. We're going to look for something rateable, someone who maybe appreciate a hey, hello. So, let's see. Who do we have?
Goodbye, everyone. Remember you all in therapy.
Let's rate. Yeah, how about we let's see if we can actually rate her first. But I think we can. Yeah, okay. We are rating Pika today. Usually an artsy streamer, but currently playing Mario Kart World. So I hope you enjoy a little bit of fun on the racetrack. And I hope I'll see you next time. Until then, bye-bye.
Be back in 3 minutes, okay? Yeah, we'll just reset this room and look for something a little higher because